Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, which I'm basically doing because I have a bit of a problem. It is the middle of November now while I'm filming this video, and some of my trees are not stopping to grow at all, but at the same time they do get affected by the cold season a bit. And the best one to showcase this one is the tree you see right here, which is my Chinese privet, which you can see has a lot of new growth. Even from this side is even crazier. So if you're from this side, it looks like it's in the middle of summer, but from the back side, you can already see there is some dieback happening here. So I definitely need to work on it a bit. First of all, of course, tame all this new branching that is going on, and at the same time animating or helping the tree or motivating it to again focus more on filling the lower parts of the tree or of the branches here with new foliage. So we're gonna go into this tree and also into two other trees that have similar, if not the same problem. So definitely a good working day today for my trees and for me. And I thought, why not do a video about this? And without further ado, let's start right away, as I said, with this Chinese privet here that needs, first of all, some very liberal pruning. So we really go in, and all this new growth that has formed basically over the last couple of weeks, so really already in cold season, they need to go, unfortunately, because I already pruned it back at the end of summer, or at the end of growth season, which I thought would have been enough for it to go over winter now, but I definitely was wrong about that, because you can see how much new growth has formed since then on this Chinese privet. And we really go in, leave on basically maybe one leaf pair should be enough for this tree right now of the new growth, and the rest we really take out. And then we look a bit at the lower branches, and you can see right here from this side it does have a lot of dieback, because simply now already the side that is not always facing the sun, basically, even though I do rotate this one, it does get affected quite a bit by it already now, because it simply does not get enough sunlight to stay healthy. So what I will do is also look at this side, where there is some slight dieback, but not as bad as the other side, definitely. So let me see if we can thin out something here, or if we simply leave on one or two leaf pairs on each of these ones. This one we definitely need to take out and clear it out simply a bit so it can fill in again with healthier growth. So also here, take it back to one leaf. Here we do still have at lower branches healthier growth, so we take this one out. Here, that is also a good question. We also take out this one. So we really thin it out and hope that we will get more access of sunlight again in this area also. And also from this side, let me check. Here is some unhealthy growth up here that I would like to take out also. And also here, where it gets very crowded, and that seems to be the problem. It gets too crowded, and then the lower branches and the lower leaves simply die back because they do not get enough sunlight. And it just makes the tree look too bare then after a while. You can see it here, really in the middle of the tree or inside of the tree. Before we cut back all the new shoots, this was basically covered and didn't get too much sunlight. And now we just clean it up a bit and clear it out a bit to make it simply again a bit healthier and simply prepare it a bit better for cold season, which is something probably I could have focused more on already in the end of summer when I pruned it back. So I should have gone maybe a bit harder on it when pruning back to make sure we don't face this problem later on. But this is my first Chinese privet, so it's definitely a learning curve with that, and I think it is a good time now to work on it. But other than that, no, maybe this one here still I can see, which is going across all the other growths. So we take this one out. But I think we can keep it at this level for now and see how the tree is simply faring out the next couple of weeks. If I see the dieback in the lower parts of the branches continues, I definitely have to think of another remedy, or maybe again go in a bit more with pruning back on this side. I will make sure I focus on this side now when facing the sunlight also, definitely, because it will definitely benefit from that. But I would say for now, this tree is all we can do at the moment, and I would move on to the next tree that needs some working on now still in winter. So let me get this one out of the way, just real quick, and we move on to a pre-bonsai, which is my Ming Aralia. Let me just move this one to the side and give you a better view on this one. This one doesn't really have dieback. It has some slightly yellowing leaves here and there, but that is just what is to be expected in winter, so nothing too worrisome, I would say. The thing that troubles me here is the amount of rogue shoots it is producing in the cold season. And you can see it basically here. All this growth here from the bottom is actually rogue shoots that I need to clean up again because they start to harden already. And I don't want them to leave too much marks on the tree, because we have gone in here previously, taken out some of the side branches simply to clear up the trunk, and now it is again growing over. So we will go in here and simply, the ones we can, rip out. But the thicker ones here coming from the sides, we probably need to really go in and clip off. Because otherwise we definitely here with this tree are at risk of losing the overall shape, and that is really something I would try to avoid, because it has great potential for a trunk line and I do want to work further on it. And if we do not work on it right now, I really fear that we would lose the trunk line again too much, and we would again end up with a lot of branches and scars that will be shown on the tree for quite a while. So this is why I'm going in quite harshly now to really take this out again. Also growth coming in here from the side, we will need to take out and cut back a bit. This one we still left on before because it was still quite alive at that time, but as it still throws out a lot of new branches, I would at least take it back a bit so we can reach inside here a bit better, and then also take out the new growth, already clearing it up here a bit. Up here I'm not too angry about any new growth. Here I'm not sure if I will actually keep it on. For the moment I will keep it on and maybe even wire it at a later point. And we can take back take out some of the dieback that we have on the tree. And you can see basically just some small work on the tree definitely improves the overall look again of it for now the cold season. So do go in. If you can see there is something to work on the tree and you can see it is healthy enough to work on, then why not work on it also in cold season? Especially with indoor trees like this one, there will simply be the case that sometimes, or in some years, you have simply a cold season that is not as cold, and a tree that simply doesn't react too much to it and keeps growing a lot, and then of course, why not work on it? Don't limit yourself there, I would say. But for now, this tree definitely benefited from some work we did on it, so we move on already to the final tree, which is a tree that I have for quite a while already and that has already gone through a lot of transformations over the years, and it is one of my Ficus bonsai that you can see right here that is again growing very laggy at the moment, so we do need to also take this back quite considerably. So where do we go in with this one? In the top, that I'm not sure you can see right now, so let me just adjust it real fast. In the top, I wouldn't work too much on it because here it is not showing too much new growth anyway. I will only here one side branch that I will take back, and that's basically it. But at the lower branches, we definitely should go in a bit more in detail and in a bit more aggressive way, I would say, because it is simply growing too laggy, and I really want to take it back quite considerably in some areas here and really make sure we get it more compact again. Especially on this side, you can see this growth here, it doesn't really do much. I will take it back to this woody part right here where I hope it will back bud. So we simply take out this side branch here that anyway, for my understanding or for my liking now, was only working on thickening up this part of the branch a bit. So it didn't really have any structural value when it comes to that. And also some of the lower ones here that are growing very much upwards, we can take out. Also here some leaves, really simply cut it back again a bit, making sure it doesn't grow too laggy, because that is definitely the risk here with this tree right now. Also here, just too laggy. And again, also here, where we have anyway, from one growth point, 2 branches coming out, so we can safely take out the whole thing. And here, I would leave it on because we don't have any other leaves here. This one is too big, so we also take this one out. And also up here, we can take this lower branch out. Also here in the back, I will leave it on for now, but later on I might even take this one out. Of course, this makes the tree again look quite bare. But with this one, I have seen previously that it has the ability to back bud quite nicely. So I'm not too worried that it will stay bare for too long. We will have some new growth definitely coming also from closer to the trunk, and work on the tree like this in the future. I simply like the look of the tree. It looks very old and gnarly, and I want simply now to work more on the foliage to also make the foliage resemble the same look that the rest of the tree is definitely already achieving quite nicely. So all these 3 trees definitely, even on cold season, were benefiting from some future work on them. So definitely did make sense to go in today and simply work on them a bit. If you have any questions about any of those 3 trees, of course, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get to answer them as soon as I see them. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like. And if you enjoy this channel, of course, feel free to subscribe to it. Hopefully I will see you then in the next video. Until then, goodbye.